ain't got it. Broke. We ain't got it. Don't spend no money. Ain't got no clothes. Ain't got no cars. Ain't got no hoes. We broke.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We're now listening. 1, 2. We broke.
Welcome to it. It's another brand new episode from Brokest Twimbos. My name is Denny, that guy. Some people call me Denias, aka Danmo, aka... I can't remember what all the AKAs are, man. It's been a tough week. But basically, people feel sorry for me because I have no money. But you can just call me Denny, that guy.
That's right, son. And bring me to you live, you know what I'm saying? Straight from the streets, you know what I mean? It's the worldwide, you know what I'm saying? From the Terror Dome, none other than your boy, Phil Child, you know what I mean? A.K.A. Flame Floss, the big boss, baby. A.K.A. Feeds Up P, you know what I'm saying? A.K.A. Sexington Lover. A.K.A. DJ Mkarad. And we got another one. Right.
Wow.
I like that.
Of which this episode is for the ladies. Because you know we love the ladies. We done brought on an R&B singer. Though these days you're doing rap as well, though.
Yeah, I alternate between the two now.
All right, wait. Let's introduce you properly. So his name is Mile. He's how can we put it? A frequent collaborator of such artists as Marcques and Mik, and he's got his own music that is popping off in the streets. He's just released his EP. Yeah. So we're talking about Mile.
Mm-hmm.
Is that short for Miles?
No, it's actually an acronym. Make it look.
Wait.
No, my bad.
Wait.
Was there supposed to be some sort of big reveal?
We wanted to guess, man.
A laxative,
No.
essentially.
Millies is like eggs.
You guys are giving way too many people too much ammo right now.
Molotov.
In a left engine.
It might be in Shona, you're right, Phil. Mama. Indawa. No, but it has an L, so it can't be in Shona. No. Mama. Indawa lacto. Yaenda.
Where's the Y coming from?
Yeah, right? Like,
Endara.
that would make me Miley, though. Like, that's a little weird. That's a little weird.
Yeah. I came in like a wrecking ball. No.
But I get those mix-ups a lot. Man. Some people are Milo, some people are Miley, some people are Miles.
Right, so your name is Mile. You're an R&B singer. I just want to preface this by saying that every other artist that has come on Brokest Twimbos has gone on to reach dizzying heights to their careers thanks to this interview. So you should view this as a privilege.
I'm honored, man. I'm blessed. Humbled, if anything. So
yeah. Look, I mean, we can't guarantee a Kanye West collaboration, but this is the closest you'll get. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you are welcome.
I mean, we can have a couple African collaborations. That could get me by for just at least a couple months.
Okay, we'll get there.
And then I'll come back for the Kanye stuff.
But let's start from the beginning, because you've just released your EP. Yeah. A lot of people are going to hear your name. Mm-hmm. It's got quite some bangers on it.
Oh, thank you.
It's got some bangers on it. And to be honest, I'm going to be dead honest with you. The music you've sent me before, some of it was all right. Most of it was just kind of...
Okay.
So I'm happy to see that there's actually dope stuff coming out now, and that's good, man. Improvement is dope.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, so we can talk about the beginning. We can talk about your ties to, whatever other artists were out there. Were you ever with Rehab?
Yeah,
you were with Rehab for a while, yeah.
For some time, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk from the beginning, man. Phil,
all right,
Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
Very much so. Why would
I just want to make sure you have your food situation sorted out. You're not hungry.
No, I'm fine for now, I guess.
Cool.
I got a biscuit. I'll have in a while.
Excellent.
Hold on. Let me get some water. Just give me a second. Sorry, just give me a second.
No, we can ignore him.
Of course.
Yeah. Did you?
Is this real?
Are you in the bathroom? Do you have incontinence?
That is
right now. I'm hydrated. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Sorry, Mile. What's like the full name?
Mile, acronym for Make It Look Easy. Sort of recording now, but
we were close though.
Yeah, the lacto thing was on the money. Yeah. But yeah, Mile, Make It Look Easy. I came up with it around 2013. Joined Rehab in 2014. I think that's when I first had like.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is not. You're not paying per second billing here.
Take it easy.
Make it look easy, man. All right. Okay. First of all, what's your government?
My government name is Lionel.
Lionel.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I can see why you had to get a stage.
So
there
it's
were
a
no
little-
great
yeah,
artists
no.
ever named Lionel.
I mean, there
honestly.
was the Richie guy. Okay, never mind. Unless that was implied, but right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, cool. So Mr. Lionel, back in
It's
2013.
Mik, right? Huh?
Mik,
Lionel
yeah,
Mik.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well done, Phil.
I had a teacher called Mr. Mik. Maybe you know him.
I might
Taught me
actually.
geography. What is his name again?
Could be my either my cousin or my uncle. Because
Yep.
you live in
Toilet
Mutare.
Hillcrest. Yeah, Toilet Hillcrest. Yeah.
You have two geography teachers in your family.
Probably.
He was
No,
a rampant
Mr.
alcoholic.
Mike works by Hillcrest. He lives in
Exactly.
Penalonga, I think. Penalonga. I think that's
Exactly,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
He was a rampant alcoholic at the time.
That's my cousin. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but he's changed now. Like now he doesn't drink at all. It's crazy how he's
So-
changed. Marriage really.
Where is
really
this interview
out.
going? No.
Nah, he hasn't changed. He just does it in private now. It's different.
Which is much better because you'd come to class hungover, drunk, eyes bloodshot, red.
Yeah,
When we were having dances, we just bribe him with a crate and he let us do whatever we wanted.
So you're a
Our time was
Hillcrest boy.
good.
That's weird. Because that's like,
Yeah.
because when I came back to the country, that's like I did my last couple of years of high school there because of him. He
Hillcrest
insisted on-
isn't a real high school, guys.
Ah, come on, man.
I mean, look.
fairly credible high school.
I
now.
mean, come on. Look, let's be serious here. It's more of a private tutor that you have.
Wow.
Tutor these nuts.
I mean, I haven't been before, but
Yeah, no, it's a great place.
it's just from what I hear.
It's a great place, really. I'm not going to sell you too much on it because I had a miserable time, but it's.
Oh, were you
it's-
bullied?
It's a decent place.
Yeah, R&B singers never get
well,
bullied,
no,
you know.
No, I just didn't fit in. You know, like
What year were you there?
2012. Was my last.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez, you young. God damn it.
I'm 22, dog.
Jeez, you a kid.
Hey, can I tell you guys a silly story?
I
So,
was out of school for 6 years by then. Damn.
because I listen to so much music, I always end up just attaching lyrics and melodies to everyday occurrences. So if someone were to say, I'm 22 years old, immediately in my head, a song starts playing.
Okay.
When I realized that my life was messed up is when someone said 22 and I was going, I'm feeling 22.
Taylor Swift, all right.
And then someone was like,
To be fair, that's
why
like
didn't you?
everyone's go-to song when
Nah,
you
but
turn 22 now.
Why don't you go do at least the Rick Ross item? 22.
Feeling 22.
22s. When he rhymed a whole 16 bar verse on, with a number,
Yeah, no, I know.
like the whole way.
Hustling was a classic song.
Yeah, that was
People
that
slept.
was a pretty.
Port of Miami was a classic.
Ain't no one slept on it. That's how he became Rick Ross.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
in my opinion, Port of Miami is his best album ever.
Teflon Don though.
No, these new guys, Phil, you gotta.
No. Like I've been keeping track, but I'm just saying, like he even stepped up lyrically on Teflon Don.
Guys,
The
Port
lyric-
of Miami, like sonically, the theme was perfect. He was like, I'm building a
I love
drug
Sonic,
empire.
to be honest.
Scarface Ode, he got all the beats from Justice League to Manny Fresh.
Damn, Port of Miami, bruh.
Fitted that motif, man. It was beautiful.
Port of Miami had everything from anthems for the gym. Push it to the limit, I ride and I ride. To a song that just applies to what's his name say? What comedian was that who just kept going? Cat Williams.
You're just mumbling right now, bro. You just mumbling.
No, Cat Williams, man. He talked about how hustling was like for everything. You could be a librarian.
Oh, yeah.
Hustle and
Yeah.
hustle and hustle.
Oh yeah, I remember that sketch. He just kept
Pimp
referencing like
Chronicles or
random
something.
things. I was like, yeah, like this could be your go-to song for everything. He could be filing reports in the office like hustling.
Fam, packing shelves in the store. Hustling. Anyway,
Nah,
look, guys, I just want you to know that we've spoken for like 10 minutes. And so far we've covered
Absolutely.
exactly. Except we know that
Except my
mile
name,
stands
yeah.
for
You make it
something about lacto.
Right, yeah.
All right,
my
so
name. But anyway, yes.
What's Echo?
You went to Hillcrest, and I assume you only started music after school, yeah?
Yeah, professionally, yeah.
Because you had real Zimbabwean parents.
But wait, where was he before Hillcrest? He said he came back. Where were you before?
I was in Ethiopia for a couple of years. Before that, I was in Miami. That's where I was raised.
Hey, fancy mantra.
So I was there for some time. We did a lot of traveling. I wasn't even born here. I was born in Cuba. Spent like 7 years there. Came back here to learn English, I guess, and then and Shauna a little bit, and then left.
It's like a slight sidebar. You know
did a bunch of traveling in between that. A whole bunch of places. Brazil.
Them dark-skinned Ethiopian models, though. Them really tall.
You should
slim.
You should see the light.
I'm palpitating right now, man. Whew.
It's hard.
You're palpitating.
I'm palpitating.
It's one of the only countries I've ever been to where it's hard to find an ugly Ethiopian, like an ugly woman, like an actual ugly.
I can believe that.
An average woman, if anything, because that place is phenomenal when it comes to women. But she's.
Anyway, all right, cool.
Women ugly. At the end of the day, we are all beautiful in God's eyes and in Phil's eyes.
Phil,
and I feel that's important.
Stop trying to make yourself feel better. Things were tough for you. I understand. And you know what? Looks aren't everything. And I'm sorry you had to go through what you've had to go through because of what you look like. And I agree. Like, even if you don't have looks, you still have your personality that you can work on. It will be a long road, Phil, for you, but I'm sure one day you'll be accepted by society despite what you look like. I mean, if Killer Croc from Suicide Squad actually became a functioning person in society, it gives hope for people like you.
Function on these nuts.
Sorry. So you come out of school, out of Hillcrest after traveling through Ethiopia, Miami.
Wait, why were you traveling so much? Were your parents fugitives? What's going on?
Close. They worked for the government.
Ambassadors.
So
ambassadors.
Sort of.
I guess.
Diplomats.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Cool.
I guess that's the one I was told.
You had the red passport, fam? You got the red passport?
I had the blue one. My parents had the red ones.
Ballin'.
All right. Cool. All right. So, starting music in 2013. What was that? What was the story with that?
Well, not so much 2013. 2013 was just really laid back. 2014 is when I actually, through a friend from church, ironically.
You'd be surprised how many artists start out in church. Man.
Yeah, but like I did like just a quick improv song with a guitar. And a friend of mine, the guy I met that day actually, who's an acquaintance now, wanted to hear a little bit more of my stuff, and I didn't really have any, so I just told him I rap and I sing, and I did a couple things for him. So we went to Rehab to go record, I think, a semi-gospel, I don't even know what to call it, semi-gospel song for him. I was doing the hook. I hadn't really familiarized myself with like the music industry as a whole here, like everything that was just going on, like the top tier artists and the, mid-card people or whatever, like anything going on, like the general names that are thrown around in either some hip hop or whatever else is going on. So
which is why you went to Rehab to record a gospel song.
Yeah. So
what's a partial gospel song? Where you're like, let's praise Jesus.
I think
twerk.
I think it's an implication, if anything, if nothing else. Like it's just like implied that the song is supposed to be religious, I guess, but you're sort of using these euphemisms and innuendos and such, so it's different.
Oh, so you could interpret it in any way, really?
Yeah, it's supplementary for the most part, but it was a fun song still.
All right, cool. Okay, so you went to the stable that is well known for songs about
turn up.
Yeah, let's just say
Women,
the exact opposite of
precisely. Yeah, and I had fun. Like the thing is, that was the first time I stepped into the whole world of like Zim hip hop and everything. I'm like, oh, this is what's going on, really? Like I had people coming in to fill me in and all that, and so we just sort of like had this creative synergy, I guess, between myself and
Phil, how long has it been since we've heard an artist say synergy? It's been long.
Well, not a Zimbabwean one. It's. Hey, but no, I did interview GZE recently, and he dropped like a flurry of big words at the same time. And I was asking him about the conglomerate. Somebody was like, "No, it's a collective synergy of prospectors and amalgamated minds conversing on a unified goal." I was like,
wow. Okay.
And then, well, except it's Jeezy, so he's got dope bars. But I laugh so much if someone talks like that his bars are, got a big booty, so I call it big booty.
Nah, man. So yeah,
Sorry, go on.
so yeah, we hit it off there. Made a couple records. I signed a contract. It was like, I guess, 6-month thing where it's just like an experimental trial period thing. It's like, okay, after this you can sign again if you choose to. Whatever, we did that. Joined the label for some time.
What was the makeup of this contract?
It was, wow, it's very interesting. I wasn't entirely familiar with the concept of like paying the label to be a part of the label, but I guess that's what the arrangement actually was. I figured.
Wait, what?
Oh, so
Yeah.
you had to pay them?
Yeah,
to record?
like we had to pay subscriptions to be a part of the label, like, and everything else. Like we'd have to cater to everything else, like CDs, promotion, all that, which is
And what's
okay.
in return?
What? Yeah.
Music, I guess.
Okay, so you got studio time
Studio time.
in exchange for subscriptions.
And friendship now that I think about it. nothing, substantial on any like professional level. But yeah,
This is interesting. Wait. So you basically paid and I guess other artists paid subscription fees to Team Rehab.
Yeah.
In exchange for studio time and access, I suppose, to producers and
right,
whatever. Did they do any distribution, marketing, or anything for you?
Nothing. Really nothing. I was told of
right.
like I was solely responsible for a lot of my own marketing. Of course, the team chipped in here and there because it was like a really informal thing anyway. It's just like, okay, retweet with this, post this. And
You weren't
do this.
really signed to a label. You were
it was just
paying a subscription to use the
to
services.
use the
or whatever.
services, I suppose.
Fair enough.
But I guess it's sort of masked and presented that way. But more power to them still.
I wonder if they're still doing that. We must get some people from Team Rehab.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, I wanted to tell you,
Yes, sir.
your cousin is now working for Kenako Radio.
Okay, do you want to do this on air or
Oh,
have
well,
a private conversation?
I just before I forget, I just thought you should know that. Because remember, we said that we wanted to speak to them. Anyway, sorry. Go on, Mal.
Yeah.
Hey, you're so professional.
Sure. So anyway, we did that for some time, and I still still affiliated with them. Like we still work together. Like those are my brothers still. That's where I met Marcus, who's like one of my best friends now. We
Marcus
did a lot of music together. Dropped a collaborative album earlier in the year that we're gonna relaunch a little later this year. So I think most of my music has been done predominantly with them, and that's 2 albums now. So yeah, this EP is just tight. I want to take a different lane and see how I could experiment with some alternative stuff. And so I chose the only person that could cater to that in a way that sort of fits me in, I guess. And I think Verseless did an exceptional job with that. So I worked with him. I'm working with him on my next project as well, my next album, which is going to be out on my birthday in December.
Thirstless is out here in the streets, man.
Yeah, yeah, he's really doing a good job.
No, I'm just saying because he's he makes his own music as well, which is very eclectic, and like it's like some weird kind of dubsteppy, but like
he's really big on fusions, and I think that like if you're in a creative mindset, to like sort of like experiment that way and just sort of change the musical landscape of everything going on around you, it's the best thing for you to work with him.
Oh, it's clearly working because I mean he's worked with so many people right now. He's credited on a bunch of albums and releases and whatever. So
we even worked with him on our collaborative effort with Marcus earlier this year. He did about 2 songs, 2 songs that were pretty had like some critical acclaim with some people. So it was fun. And he's doing his thing. He really is. He dropped an album recently, and that's doing quite well.
Dope. All right. We see you. So this new EP that you released.
Yeah.
Wait. So this entire time, you said basically 2013 you were experimenting. 2014 you joined Rehab.
Yeah.
Well,
Joined Rehab.
Yeah. and that's when you were working a lot with Marcques, because that's when I first came across you on Marcques stuff, and Mik's song.
Yeah, like ooh, that's on.
Let me tell you a little bit about something about that song. So
everybody has a story for this
have you heard like ooh? Like I always called it like oh, like ooh.
I thought it was like
ooh,
oh. Actually,
that
I was
video
eventually told it's like ooh.
was the one that caught my eye. The video.
So well,
The curtains.
And it came out around about the time I met Phil. Because I performed at Shoko with Marcus. No, dude, no. I'm just saying, like, it would make complete sense for him to know that.
There's a certain someone who calls me every time it plays on radio.
Okay.
And he's like, guess which song is playing? Which one? Like, ooh. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. I'm like, cool.
Okay.
It's apparently our song.
Wow, really?
I guess.
That is
so I mean, it's kind of
I don't know if I should be happy that
I don't
I'm inspiring love a connection.
No, not quite that. It's more like
Okay, there's history behind it somehow.
no, it's like
Wow. Wow.
Dan and his
you know
ladies are becoming a recurring theme on this show.
no, excuse me, that's not what this is. Anyway,
But you're definitely not the only person that has a story for songs.
with the same girl?
No, I don't know about the same girl. I don't know who it is. I'm just saying generally, like with women. I'll get told like, "Yo, my night was crazy because of you. We just played your jam and it really popped off." Like she was. Anyway, does
that make you feel
It's
weird?
a family show, right? Like,
Yeah, well, because I'm on it.
yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
So I can't really. But anyway, yeah, I feel like y'all get the point. But a lot of
No,
people,
that's not what I'm saying though.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Because I
saying-
thought that was implied. Like,
No, I
you
wasn't
couldn't-
implying. No, what I was saying is like there's like a story attached to the song, which
Okay.
isn't necessarily what you're implying.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah,
bad. My
but-
bad. My bad.
I could be. I mean,
could be right.
I mean, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying this in this case. Anyway, so cool. So you worked with Marcus,
Yeah.
who we should have got on this show by now. I don't know why we haven't. We're just clearly.
Y'all should have told me. I could have brought him here too.
I did mention specifically to Phil that it would be nice if you bring Mik or Marcus, but you know,
I could have
Phil.
brought him here. Like
Yeah.
he's
Hey, you know what? I wanted to give this kid his time to shine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Thank you so much for that. That's really important to me because I'm always coupled. Like whenever I'm here, it's always okay. Mik came with such and such, or Mik has such and such, or Mile has such and such, and Mile has such and such.
this is only your first solo
Yeah.
like offering, you know. So
Here. Well, no. First solo offering that you like.
Yes.
that has been officially released
That has been officially released. Yes.
and is on a body of work. You haven't released an album
Okay.
before this.
I have 2.
A solo one.
Yes. Ghost.
Oh, those weren't just like test singles?
Nah. Wow.
I'm sorry.
I feel like you don't. Yeah, which songs did you hear? Like now, I'm curious. I'm
Dan
stumped at this
dropping
point.
your ball of music is becoming a recurring theme, man. Yo,
Wow.
you just don't have your finger on the pulse, fam. What are you doing?
Yeah, no.
What are you
There's,
doing?
Anyway, the point here is that I like this new EP. That's the issue that we have
course,
at hand
of
here.
course,
It's
yeah.
called After Midnight.
yeah,
Yeah?
after midnight.
So clearly it's about studying and meditation.
Oh yes, for all the kids out there.
Yes.
I guess. Sorry, I've got to head out. I've got another interview to do. I might actually join this one after that one is done. But in the meantime, Dan, I
Yes.
Mm.
just wanted to ask you a few questions that you can ask Mao while you interview. First of all, was that a real voicemail? One.
All right, we can
Because
talk about that.
we have questions. We have questions about that. Yes. 2, the curtains in the Like Ooh video. We need to address that issue at the ground level.
All right. Like Ooh
The set design and the like, and then future plans.
Okay.
You know, and then I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I just need to rush out. I need to do an interview with I'm not to play favorites, but
It's all good. It's all good. I get it. We all had.
Okay, give me a drop.
Give me
no.
a feature. Shoot.
All right, guys, I'll catch up with you.
All right, no problem, man.
Bye.
Yo.
Anyway.
What's happening?
I really should have written these questions down. Anyway, okay, cool.
It's okay, we can improvise.
After midnight.
It's a podcast.
He's talking about, he says there's a voicemail.
Yeah, in the beginning. It's the intro, actually.
Yes.
The melody extends from the song, the follow-up song after that. But yeah, it's sort of supported by a melody. But it is actually not a voice note. Yeah,
It's a real voice note.
It's a real one. I got some grief for that, actually.
Why?
Shout out to her, though.
She didn't know that you were going to play it?
You know what's funny is the entire EP is actually about her. Except for maybe the last song, because that's just a plot twist in the just sort of storyline that I was trying to establish. But that entire EP is actually about her. So I feel like building the foundation of that storyline from jump with an EP, with an introduction from her would have made like complete sense to just sort of follow up with the story.
Can we hear a little bit more about this mystery lady?
Not a mystery lady. I'm pretty sure y'all know her. I'm pretty sure y'all know her. Crimson Blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you guessed that by the name. But anyway, yeah, we
the name of the track, I guess, or the intro is called Freedom Blue.
Yeah.
Freedom is Blue, yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Freedom is Blue.
Okay.
Sort of a play on words.
A lot of things are clicking into place now.
Okay.
It's about Crimson Blue.
Yes.
Cool. Any more information about that? Or?
Well, I mean, it just like if you really want to know, and I feel like a lot of people are struggling with the idea of like it being so openly about someone specific that and documenting like our story from one point to another and every feeling and every thought process we go through and all that. Like, I feel like a lot of people are having a hard time just wrapping their heads around that. But yeah, I think from track 1 to 5, if we're going to include the intro from track 1 to 5, is all about her. The last one is just
it's about the side chick.
Yeah, side chick. Let's see, side chick. No, but anyways, no. You're going to get me in trouble. She's listening.
I'm surprised.
No, but it's just one of those songs that I wanted to add to sort of be artistic in a way that, because it's a stream of consciousness from start to finish. So it's like a storyline progressing over a period of like time, a couple months or whatever, that eventually evolves into some sort of plot twist conclusion in the end, but still manages to revolve around the fact that these two are still together.
See, here's the thing, and it's I hate bringing this. Oh, first of all, could we hear the? Can I play the?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. This is what we're talking about. Yeah, it's about Crimson Blue. Interesting.
It emphasizes. Wow, you did not know this, huh?
I did not.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just thinking, like, how do I describe, my emotional state, or who I am emotionally at this point. And I feel a little bit like a stray dog, like a stray puppy that's like in the SPCA right now. So like I've been from home to home, and I've been like on the street. This is my heart, by the way. And then I land up in this one place where they feed me meals, and then they put me in a cage, and then I just sit there through bars, just waiting for someone to look at me twice and long enough to take me out of the cage and hold me in their arms, and just feel like they want to take me, give me, and love me, and nurture me, and just help me feel alright again. And you are amazing, because like you picked me out of that cage, so now you've taken me home, and now I'm learning that it's okay.
Did she know you were going to use this on the album?
She had absolutely no idea, actually. Like, I just presented everything to her on her birthday, which was like...
Like, after everyone else got it, or...
No. Like, it came out on her birthday.
Okay,
It was released on her birthday. So she's like, okay, what's happening? Because I told her, like, something dropping quite soon. I can't tell you when. So I guess, I just sort of, like... came through and like, okay, here you go. It's like, I need you to listen to every song from track 1 to track 5. And she came back with mixed feelings, but you know how women are. So eventually she was like, oh my God, this is amazing still. Because like she thought like it was sort of like a breach of privacy on some level.
I mean, I don't necessarily, strongly disagree with her.
Well, the thing is, like, it's just like, we're both. I figured she'd understand from from a professionalist perspective, because this is like a business, and so I told her, like, from the moment we started doing everything, that everything I do musically revolves around like everything that comes from me. Generally, it's nothing generic. It's nothing, created to suit a market or some supplementary on any level. This is documenting my feelings at a specific point in time. And coming out, whether it's a perspective, an emotion, an experience, whatever. So a lot of things are gonna, that's the risk you run with being, being someone like me. Like, that's just how it goes.
Cool. Okay, the other thing is,
but she liked it, so it's cool. The music helped.
Dope.
So yeah.
Dope. As long as she liked it.
Mm-hmm.
What though? What's gonna happen if, say, this particular EP becomes almost a flagship of the brand that you build, and one day you don't necessarily want that kind of representation of you being out there?
Well,
for whatever reason. I mean, I don't want to...
When you say flagship, you mean sonically?
I mean, like, for example, if we say Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of things people think of. Maybe they're going to think Reasonable Doubt, or they're going to think The Blueprint.
Okay.
Jimmy, I mean, if this becomes like a defining point.
You know what? I think I don't actually have a problem with that. And here's why. Because any contribution I make as an artist, any offering I just choose to give out there is something that I want people to identify with. And if it resonates on a level where people like see you as that guy that made that project, they can't separate you from because of whatever it is, it's fine. More importantly, I think, there's other aspects that they should look into as far as, things that identify with me, like the fact that I'm going to push things sonically and try and experiment as much as I can with different sounds, different cadences, different approaches with music and such. So I think I don't mind it being a part of my identity as an artist, as long as it's appreciated on that level, and it's not necessarily recognized as my magnum opus, because I don't think I've reached my full potential as an artist yet. It just takes the right environment, the right circumstances, and the right drive behind it, and so I feel like I'm not so much worried about that.
Yeah, okay. I guess
one of those like Harry Potter fans that can't see like that dude as anything else. I get how that can be annoying, but I don't think as an artist that should affect me.
I don't mean that. Okay, I was just trying to be really diplomatic. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know how let me think of a good example. Justin Bieber sings about Selena Gomez, and it becomes his biggest hit.
Right.
And now
they can't separate him from her.
I mean, he's new. I mean,
I understand where you're going.
I don't want to say it. You know what I mean?
I understand where you're going.
All right. Anyway,
but I think the music that comes after this, will force them not to think that way.
Oh, okay.
Because as far as I'm concerned, And this is not speaking from some sort of, you know how like artists tell themselves like, no, I have to tell myself I'm the best artist out here because, you know, it's good. It's that's just the nature of the game. That's the competitive nature of everything. And we have to convince ourselves that, you know, it's not an ego trip or anything. It's just, I'm not trying to be pretentious. No, it's really, I know for a fact that I'm the best artist in Zim.
Well, I mean,
in the field that I work in.
Okay, I mean, everyone kind of says that though.
No,
so.
I know, but I have certain things, certain layers creatively that can back it up, and I know that.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I have to say, on just judging on the basis of what you've released so far, there's potential, but I wouldn't call you.
I know.
Okay, cool.
I know. It's okay. That's okay, because it's. When you're experimenting with different things, it's a lot of it's like just it could be hit or miss, and I'm willing to accept how, you know, different people have different opinions about different things, because this is not something I could play by the rules and do certain things and say certain things that will, you know, help people sort of like accommodate the idea that I could be one of the best in Zim, you know what I mean? But I don't want to do that yet. I could be the guy that, you know, comes up with generic lines and throws Shauna in there and then does this and uses this instrumental and does this and do it significantly better than a lot of people that are doing it right now.
Let's talk about the genre. Okay, you're talking about your specific field, which is R&B, basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. At the moment.
Okay, at the moment, what we're talking about is R&B. I spoke to another R&B artist, Zimbabwean artist. His name's Jonah.
Okay.
You know?
Jonah,
yeah.
Yeah. I know him.
Yeah. So he's currently in Asia. Malaysia specifically, I think. I think, if I remember correctly. And we had this long conversation, and again on Two Broke Twimbos earlier, we had him and Kaz and a couple other people on the show, and he was talking about how difficult it is to push an R&B flavor in Zimbabwe. You got more up-tempo genres. You got the Zim dancehalls, you got Afro beats and whatever, which basically radio will eat up because, you know, they like the whole bouncy vibe, which you can play in the club at a party and whatever, and because of that, you can potentially have a hit in Zim. But an R&B song, really difficult to become a hit in Zim.
Extremely.
And then I was wondering why. I mean, why can we have an R&B hit in other places and not in Zim? Because to say that Zimbabweans don't like R&B is not true.
No.
And Zimbabweans love R&B. We love R&B, man.
True.
Like 90s and whatever, that kind of thing. Why is it then that a Zimbabwean R&B artist struggle? And it's standard. I can see it even just by myself, just like what's popular, what's hot, what's popping. Why do you think? Just as being someone who's in the industry.
I used to think it was about like medium, you know, like about people that are directly involved in like promoting a certain genre of music, like radio stations and whatever else, and that, you know, they're sort of looking down upon like whatever else is going on, because right now this is where the demand is and all that. And I'm like, okay, fine, but I think there's a certain level of just understanding that, because people here it's really complicated with music. It really is. It's extreme, because you're walking already a tightrope as far as how your sound, what you're incorporating your sound that makes you, that makes the general public here identify with you, you know, as an artist. And I've had people come to me and tell me, okay, why don't you do like this type of song in Shauna? I'm like, I can't, guys.
Or, and I'm not saying this. I'm just saying some people might think this. That exact same song on a house beat. Think about it.
Okay.
Okay, but no.
Is it still R&B?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's still you singing, but at least you're doing something that's...
I can do house. I've done house, but if we're talking about R&B specifically, it's complicated, because I guess when it comes to genres that, you know, aren't really being sort of pushed to the general public, there has to be a sense of identity involved, and cultural identity, that is, that sort of is heavily integrated into your music in a way that appeals. Because I know a lot of people have different perspectives on this, and how South Africa is making a specific type of hip hop, and how, we don't really understand everything they're saying in their music, but because it resonates on a certain level that we don't really care for it. People will be singing Kara Kara like for, eons, in the club if it's played right now. Means. Nobody knows what they're saying. They could be saying, screw all you Zimbabweans, we don't want you here. And we'll be like, yeah, drinks up. And it's just an example. I'm not trying to propagate anything. But as it stands, I feel like, I guess the idea is that you should sort of incorporate this sense of cultural identity in your music. But
I think it's not that simple. Okay, I have two theories. Or I have a theory, and I'll discuss it just after I mention this. Music is almost 100% about emotions. That's what makes you like a song. It makes you feel good. Yeah. Of course, there's other reasons you can like a song. Like you could academically, you know what I mean? You could very intellectually recognize that this is a good beat. This is a good flow.
This is a good thing.
But you wouldn't listen to it again unless it makes you feel
something.
Yeah. So it's all about those emotions, those feelings.
Right.
So obviously that's why people like different things. I mean, people like different genres and whatever. And if it is based on feelings, that's why we are on Two Broke Twimbos just having interviewed so many artists, some successful, some still trying to get that success, whatever. We've sort of seen a common theme that the success normally comes to someone who manages to reach those feelings,
right?
Which means it has to be relatable, like you said. Now, cultural identity could be a part of it. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the only thing,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
no, of course not.
Yeah,
but I also feel like right now we're in a difficult time to assess anything on that level because people just generally are like very impressionable.
Difficult time or not, you still kind of have to assess because otherwise you're shooting in the dark.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
work with what you have.
I'm saying like just the impressionable nature of like people right now at this stage of like the 21st century. It's really hard for people to because there will be people that tell you that this specific song is growing on them because 10 of their friends are bumping it, and it's difficult to
totally use that as well.
Yeah.
But, I guess what I'm trying to say is the key is to hit those emotions. And in many cases, a song that could, from a very technical standpoint, be terrible. I mean, the production is bad, the bars are whack, the singing is whack, but people love it, and it's because of how it makes them feel. Right. One artist that always comes to mind is Fetty Wap.
Right.
I love Fetty Wap.
Yeah.
But on an emotional level, intellectually, I'm like, this dude is garbage, man. His bars are whack.
He serves his purpose.
Exactly.
I feel like that's what people need to like.
Yeah. So his music is it's for the it's for the club, for the turn up. You know what I mean? It's like loud and it makes you feel like you want to party. It's about the feelings. Yeah, but on a technical level,
hip hop is hip hop. But you can't compare Future and Fetty Wap to like Eminem and Nas. Like that's.
So what I'm saying then is once you sort of realize that the best artists, the ones with longevity and who actually are super successful, are the ones who have a combination of both that feel good factor and the actual technical ability and the talent.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
And I mean, there's obviously arguments to have all the way around, but if you can get your music to have that feel good factor. So, for example, on this EP, possibly the reason I like it better than I'm not saying that everything you ever sent to me before.
I understand.
There was a song you did with Marcques.
There's a couple.
Lasts Forever.
Last Forever.
Is that what it's called? Last Forever.
Last Forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Made it on the album that we did together.
Yeah. I love that. That was dope. But I guess what I'm saying is maybe the reason why this one resonates is because, like you said, the inspiration for it was the one person, and it's almost all feelings involved.
So you're saying there's like empathy and honesty?
Yes. Someone can relate to it because someone out there also has their person that they're thinking when they listen to that song, and it makes them feel the kind of, as opposed to something that could technically, man, this bar was so dope because it means ABC, and if you think about it, this bar is in relation to blah blah, and this particular line over here means, okay, cool.
Yeah, but like, what are you gonna do?
It's really nice. I'm gonna go back to playing Fetty Wap now, Whereas this one, I mean, you listen to this and you're like, okay, damn, I'm thinking of someone and I'm feeling something. And going forward, I think that's what the important thing. So perhaps you feel, as to keep the integrity of yourself as an artist, you want to be an R&B singer. All right, you're not here to do urban grooves. You're not here to do, you know what I mean. Your integrity to yourself is to sing R&B.
Yeah.
However, you also have to consider that if I want to be successful, I need people to relate to. So what is on people's minds? What are people feeling? R&B artists normally sing about love, I guess. Now, this is me guessing because I'm not an R&B artist.
I mean, it's a progressive time. We have R&B singers singing about everything now. Like, literally, they'll have a whole record. Half of it sounds like an actual hip-hop thing. And it's like, okay, you're singing, but you're rapping. And then you have the Weeknd type who will, tap into different issues that I guess are relatable, like doing drugs or whatever else, like different things. So it's a progressive time.
I mean, I guess there's that way of looking at things that... Okay, if I want to stick to R&B, but I want people to relate to it, then what do I have to sing? How am I going to put it across? And it may not be what you initially feel is what you would want to do, but you may have to make those concessions. Unless, I feel like Zimbabwe is, like you said, it's a really tough market.
It's difficult. It really is, but
elsewhere,
I don't know if I'm still doing it for Zim though.
Yeah,
to be perfectly honest, because I feel like now. Of course, I'm going to promote. That's where I come from. This is what, someone has to stand for what we represent on an international platform. And I feel like I could do that with, like something that integrates a sense of cultural identity and all that, but that's not entirely me. I've experimented with that in different ways, and I'm still tweaking it here and there. Maybe in the future, I would have perfected it on some level in a way that, can be presented to people. I'm like, okay, I can mess with this. But I feel like...
if you were in the States or in Europe or somewhere where the market for music...
Like saturated, man.
...is much larger and also very sick. Man, you could go in front of a microphone and bang pots in a particular way. And you're likely to find someone somewhere who feels it and will pay you money for that music. If you were in that kind of market, you could 100% with blinders on be like, I don't care what anyone likes, what people are listening to, whatever.
Right.
I'm making what I love to make.
Right.
And you are guaranteed to get people buying the
at
music.
least
You're guaranteed to get fans. Yeah. In Zim, you sort of have to make that decision that, and this is not necessarily the case in every aspect, obviously, but I think sometimes you have to make that decision. I have to either decide to do what I want or to do what the market wants.
Right.
And that's a bit unfair, I think, because the best music comes...
Or
fuse it too. But I think the best music comes when an artist does what they know. They have a full view of... And you're not conceding to anything. You're doing what is true to you. And I guess Zim makes it that much difficult.
It really does. There's a quote by Ed Sheeran that really actually... resonates.
Oh, my buddy Ed, yeah.
Yeah, he says, I think the best thing an artist can ever do is be as selfish as he can creatively. To make the music you want out of you. I mean, you want to listen to something, even if it's on a personal level. Like, be selfish with music. And there's no way you'll be unsuccessful, which, is sort of generalized very much. But I mean, like, that I've really latched onto that, like, the idea of, like, sort of having the way I approach music revolve around who I want to be as an artist or what ideas revolve around my head and
not
type of approach on it. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like I'm not a fan of like what the general public is a fan of. Like, so I will definitely experiment that way with that side of music. So I feel like it's easier for someone like me because I'm not all the way like, on the far end of like one side of the spectrum that's, so indie and does things a certain way and doesn't,
I have a theory. It's about why R&B is probably not as poppin' right now. And I think because in a society there's always a dominating sound at any given moment. Not that people don't like other things, but there's always... So, say maybe 2-3 years ago, everything was very EDM.
Right, yeah.
So, like, literally if you were to look at the top 40 like 30 of them will be EDM tracks. You know what I mean? So everything is just like a doom ticka doom ticka. It doesn't mean people don't like hip hop. They still like hip hop, but everyone's consciousness sort of shifted towards EDM. Now maybe it's more towards a trap kind of sound. I would think, just judging from what's popping right now, trap and maybe the future kind of Bryson Tiller kind of
trap soul stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's cyclical though.
Yeah,
it's really is.
Exactly. Yeah, and maybe go back a bit to the era of G Unit. Man, anything that was gangster rap was popping.
Yeah,
that didn't stop. I mean, the R&B joints was people still bumped that and still loved that, but in terms of sales, of albums, of charts, of whatever, it seemed like it was all just gangster rap
for a while. Yeah.
So I guess right now Zimbabwe loves R&B, but when they're opening their browser to download something, chances are they're looking to get that new Takura.
So it's like he's doing
trap,
exactly.
You know?
So it's like always mid-card stuff that's like there. I was like, okay, I like this, but I really love this. So it's really hard to make someone feel like, okay, this is what's going on right now. There's nothing else to look at. There's nothing else to focus on more than this. This is what we're gonna prioritize the consumer. You know what I mean? And I feel like there will come a time.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if I'm willing to wait for that time.
That's what I was going to ask next.
This is really fickle and complicated business. But there will definitely come a time when, R&B, if we're going to be technical about it, fills that void.
Where it's
because,
going to be the main
music
thing.
is transitions from one thing to another, right? Dancehall, I don't think, and I still do like dancehall, Zim dancehall, but I don't think Zim dancehall is the thing anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, people still like it because it's Zim dancehall and it was a craze like last year and the year before.
It's still a craze, but I can see what you're saying. It looks like we've gone past the peak.
The art, yeah. So I feel like right now we're in a transitional period where people don't really know what to appreciate, what to really want right now. And I feel like right now, artists have a duty to sort of tend to and sort of evaluate certain things. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just being very professional right now.
Yeah, right. But anyway, I feel like we as artists have a duty to actually really figure out how we're gonna come together as a collective to sort of just propagate a certain thing. Be like, okay, no, this is what we want to do. With our music, this is what we can technically tell people what to want, what to like. We have that much influence over a certain demographic right now that we can afford to do that. And I feel like in this transitional period, of course, people are trying to make it about Zim hip hop, which is good because I love Zim hip hop. Eventually, it's going to circle back to R&B, maybe even urban grooves again, maybe even Zim dancehall again because it's very cyclical.
Yeah, I suspect it's. If I were to guess and put money on it, I think it would probably be more Afrobeats type of thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I completely forgot about.
Hold on.
That's true.
Philip, are you back? Hello, Philip.
Doesn't sound like it.
I don't hear you, man. Anyway, when he sorts out his sound, he'll just.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I feel like. Yeah, you're actually right. The dance, the alternative dance halls, Afro pop stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of like almost Niger sounding or whatever. Like with the way Mukoko was popping off.
Right.
Things like Brian K's Heavy Machine.
That's right.
That kind of thing. That's
in Africa. It's really Afro pop because I feel like the Western side of everything right now is like dance hall stuff, like dancehall.
Could head.
Okay, there he goes.
Hello, Phil.
Lick a shot.
He gets 2 intros. That's dope.
How was your interview, man?
I actually, I'm not even exaggerating. I literally, there's a point I had tears in my eyes.
Like
Ed said he respects me and he loves my writing. I just broke down and just like, fuck, I'm crying again.
Anyway, so
so beautiful. Anyway, yo, Ma, what's up, player? So listen.
Excuse me, you're just butting into a conversation that was already going on.
Listen, man. I got an idea. For you. I see where your career is going. I like the direction. I wasn't too sure in the earlier stuff. You
and Danny have definitely stressed that, but yeah.
No, the thing is, right? Let me explain. The thing that annoys me with Zim artists especially, I clearly say to guys, if you want me to take your work seriously, conduct yourself as a professional.
Okay.
And that means if you want me to listen to your music, do not spam me on Twitter in a tweet with 5 other people. I will immediately ignore it. Even if I see it, I'll see it. I'm like, oh, Mal got a new project? Cool. When he takes his stuff seriously, I'll then listen to it. And I'll swipe it to the side.
All right, and then, well, I mean, how do you propose that happens, though? Because this is the thing, like, I feel like people, like, there's a certain level of professionalism that people are, like, entirely unfamiliar with, especially artists. Coming from, like, you know, a place where I've dealt with people talking to me about how, you know, they've tried to send this to people or tag people in this, and they feel like that's like the way to actually communicate something. You know?
I've got a series of posts on the website. We've broken it down from how to record your music, how to master your music, how to release your music, how to spread out, distribute your music, and inform the media, how to even shoot music videos. We've broken it down like this is how guys should plan out your budget. This is what your crew should look like. This type of equipment you should look for. Like if you guys Google stuff and you search for it and you ask questions, it'll be there. Like if you came to me on Twitter and you're like, yo, Phil, I've got a new song out. How do I get it to you? I tell you straight up, fam. That's how you do it. Bam. There and done.
Okay.
And there are a lot of artists that do that. But if you spam me and like just check out my new music video, here's a link, and you don't have a rapport, that's another thing. Like if you've never spoken to me online, and this goes for anyone, even with Dan on radio, if you've never ever interacted with Dan online, and the first interaction you have with Dan online is a link to his music,
right.
What motivation does Dan have to listen to your music if that's how you conduct yourself?
Unless you're a really good looking lady with a nice profile picture.
Of course.
Yeah.
Then I'll be in the DMs like, why don't you send me this song privately, girl? Okay, that doesn't happen. I'm kidding. Go on.
And I feel like there is definitely, I feel like, a communication breakdown between artists and, you know, mediums, I guess.
But they shouldn't be.
I know, but this is the thing. Like, there's certain artists that do have a complex, sure, on a certain level, but I feel like a lot of them really just it's a level of ignorance that just hasn't necessarily been dealt with, and the fact that people think the easiest way to communicate something, or whether it's them marketing something, a project that they just did or whatever, they feel like that's like the best possible way. The fact that you don't like address it with them directly and say, okay, listen, dude, you can't possibly expect me to take you seriously because of this, and that. They feel like you're just looking at it, ignoring it. They don't matter.
But that's exactly what's happening.
That is exactly what's happening. But I feel like the real issue is why. Like neither one of you really are on the same page for why it's happening.
As someone who receives music from people, okay, I will never. I can't even fathom at getting mad at someone who says, "Yo, I don't know how to get my music to you. How do I do that?" Bruh, this is how you do it. Just in the same way, if I were to find an artist somewhere whose music I really liked, and I wanted to get that music on radio, I would hit that person up and be like, "Listen, I want to get you on radio. How do I do that?"
Okay.
And that's simply what it is. Now, I understand you're saying a lot of artists don't know what to do. Hundreds, of course. No one knows what to do all the time. So you go online like, "Listen, I got music. I don't know what to do." That's all you got to say. That's all.
Exactly.
I think,
and you know, as Dan said, the funny thing with your project is, I never found your project via the links. I was listening to something else, and then SoundCloud just happened to play your song next, and I was like, "Oh, this is Mal's project. Let me give it a quick listen while I've got 5 minutes." And I work on a strict 1 minute rule.
Okay.
If your song does not pique my interest after a minute, you're dead to me.
Jesus. Okay.
Luckily, the song they played was track number 2, because had it been track number 1.
Well, okay, all right. To be fair, God, that's complicated. It really is.
Oh, by the way, to answer your question, Phil, Mile is together with Crimson Blue. It's a real voice note that he got from her. She didn't know he was putting on the album. He surprised her on her birthday when he released the EP, and basically she was mad at him for a while until she was like, "Actually, this is sweet," and now everything's all hunky dory.
Aww. Mile and Blue.
But the last song is for his side piece.
That's not true. Guys, she could be listening to this right now. No, honestly.
My man, if you were scared of your woman, we've got a lot more issues to discuss.
It's not fear. of her.
It looks like fear from where I'm sitting, man. You breaking out in a cold sweat over there, man?
I'm not trying to be like, yeah, I told people we got a side piece, and what? Bringing the family.
Nah, we just playing.
Nah, but yeah, no, it was just an experimental thing because I was trying to like put together like a conceptual thing that told like a stream of consciousness story from top to bottom, and like I felt like the last song needed to be
top
like,
to bottom.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, I see you, man. I see you.
You know.
You. Oh yes, you stud you.
Wow.
Anyway, okay.
Family shows,
Back to my point. Back to my point. The issue, especially with Zimbabwean artists, and I don't understand why this is, they don't investigate these avenues, and they'll always complain. They'll always be the first to complain. Feel no die. And I hear these comments, and I look at them funny. But guys, what investment have you made in yourselves?
Because you are renowned for like being a bit of a douchebag. And not just, this is not from my perspective.
Oh no,
like,
we all know this.
Yeah, we have people that come and like, you never guess what this guy said, or this is what happened with him. I'm like, okay, I don't really feel comfortable talking to him. I feel like this colossal just rift because of the communication breakdown, and a lot of things.
I know this, but I'm not gonna pander or dumb down and to appeal to people. Like, dudes, it's very, very simple. Like, I can be a douche if you want me to be a douche. I can also be a very nice guy. If I listen to a project that I like, I'll be sure to hit up dudes and I'll holler at Marcques and be like, Marcques, can I have Miles' number because I like this dude's project? Yeah. And I'll get your number from Marcques and I'll call you up and be like, yo, dude, come to the studio. I want to interview you because I'm feeling your project right now.
Right. Definitely.
If you handle your properly, like, I have no problem with supporting good music. The problem is a lot of the artists that are angry with me don't make good music.
Okay, let me phrase. Let's phrase.
Personal hit.
No, let's phrase it differently.
No, I understand actually.
No matter how good an artist you are, the best artist to ever have lived has a whack song somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
Now, if you present a whack song and someone says this is whack, oh man, what a hater. Hey dog. The reason why we have so much mediocrity is because everyone's just like, yeah, this is dope, man. So why aren't you buying it? Why aren't you bumping it in your car if it's dope? You know what I mean?
But I feel like, okay, just so I'm clear on this exactly, you want us to have a certain level of rapport with you guys first to establish that sort of like...
That's not...
You don't have to... No. I'm not saying kiss my ass. I'm not saying when I tweet a joke, always LOL, haha, feel you so funny.
Although that wouldn't hit.
Amazing.
I mean, no, I'm kidding.
No, what I'm saying is this, guys. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. And I have no issues. Like, there are lots of artists that I cannot stand, that I hate. Some that we've got into fights with, that I'll still post their music because I'm not blogging to make myself, to elevate myself. I never do. I blog because I'm trying to support the artist. I'm trying to do whatever I can to support the culture. So if an artist wants to use the platforms that I have available to me and say, Phil, please amplify my work on your platform, it's pretty simple. Just investigate. Okay, the African Hip Hop blog, what is the submission process? Oh, they've got a submissions page. This is how I submit my music. If you're on your stuff on Brokest Twimbos, the same process. Do I go to the contact page? Do I get all of these guys? If you don't know, hit us up and ask us. We're widely available. Right. Like I keep telling everyone, my email, it's the same as my Twitter handle. It's phil@fullchart.com. My Twitter handle, fullchart. Anywhere else on the internet, fullchart. My number is very easy to find. Like, there's no one that's ever emailed me that I've ignored. And I'll tell you straight up, this is how you get hold of me. If your song is whack, I'll tell you, yo, it's whack, and I'll tell you why it's whack. But don't argue with me and say, no, it's not whack. Because you asked for my opinion and I'm giving you my opinion, which is another issue that rappers have, where they'll send me their stuff. I'll tell them, okay, I'm not feeling this, I'm not feeling that. And then they'll get into a whole argument with me. Like, they paid me or something. You asked for my opinion, I'm giving you my opinion. And if you don't want my opinion, just say thanks but no thanks and move on with your day.
A caveat to that as well is... I think Phil and myself are both professional enough to realize that personal taste is not what we're talking about. Like, I am 100% capable of listening to something and thinking, I don't like this, but it's dope.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I mean?
All right.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does.
I don't like this.
I've done that a million
but I know people would like this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Phil's the same. I'm pretty sure that every single song Phil has posted, I wouldn't say that it's his exact type of music or whatever. You know what I mean? Same like on every song that's going to get approved for radio. I'm not the one who makes the decision, but I'm part of the committee that does that. And I can tell you that we can sit in a music listening committee, we play a song, and maybe there's 6 people in that committee. 4 of them are going to say, man, I ain't feeling this, but this could be dope on radio. And it will go through and it will be something that is going to get played and whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And cool, everyone's happy. And I've been wrong before. I've been wrong. I've been in a position where a song has come to me and I listen to it, I'm like, I don't think people will like this.
Maybe
then people end up liking it.
You know, outside of like the heightened sensitivity of like artists who like feel like, okay, I've invested in this much and this is what's come out of it, and they don't appreciate. I think maybe they think it's because they don't want to. They will love your opinion at first. They would love to hear your opinion at first, but the moment they realize it's not favorable to what, you know, whatever they think is going on with their stuff, it's difficult for them to think, okay, well, I mean, all right, so if he doesn't like it, I'm sure no one else will. So no. I think their pressure, I think their pressure is now sort of lying in the fact that they feel like, okay, well, maybe it's not just for you. This is for the general public, and you have an outlet for that. So why don't you just provide the service I'm requesting? And I feel like this is a core issues that a lot of artists are facing here, and it's just communication breakdown.
Here's, for example, Phil has these channels available to him. Phil, he's a writer for the
Phil Ben had connections. Right? I know, like Shocker come to me like, yo, what? Go talk to Phil. I'm like, I am scared of Phil. I don't want to talk to him.
African Hip Hop Blog, that's Phil, and it's a big deal, okay? Yeah. I want my song to feature on African Hip Hop Blog. So I'm going to go on Twitter and be like, yo, this is my new banging joint.
Right. That's
at Phil Chard, at Danny That Guy, at Mile, at... So Phil's how is he going to be? Do you know what I mean? Like, how are you going to sit down and be like, "Ooh, I've been tagged as one of a list of a bunch of people who've tagged me in their song. Let me check it." That's never going to happen. Right. It's not. Now Phil obviously he's got this channel. You want your song to feature on that. Hey Phil, what's your email address? Send to Phil. This is my new single. This is some information about me as an artist. Some information about the song. Please let me know your thoughts. Phil emails back, you know what? I don't particularly like the song because of ABC. Okay. I don't think Phil is ever going to say, I don't like this song because it doesn't really resonate with my inner chakras. I don't know, Phil, you could do that because, come to think of it, you are quite a douchebag.
Is he still there? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm here listening.
He might say that, but I don't think he would. Okay, more likely he will say your mastering over here is poor, your cadence, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Technical aspects to it. And
I feel like maybe it's because guess the inquiries sort of like differ, but I guess what happens next is a lot of like the question that runs through a lot of artists' heads, like, okay, you've told me your personal opinion. What happens next? Are you explicitly like stating the fact that you cannot play this on radio because you don't believe it'll be a good song, or
I'll speak on radio wise, but maybe we can hear from Phil. Phil, what would determine whether you post a song on the African Hip Hop Blog or not?
Pretty much if I like it or if it's good. There are songs that I don't like. Like, for example, I cannot stand trap. But if you send me a good trap song and I can appreciate, okay, there's a great beat here, there's a good melody, there's a good development of flow, the cadence, the delivery, and so forth, mastering's on point, I'm like, you know what, I'm not really feeling the song, but it's dope. In fact, I had an incident like that earlier this week. Some dude sent me a song, right? In the song, he's literally saying, let the bum go, let the bum go, let the bum go, let the bum go, like 50 times. But the beat and the chorus are dope. So I was like, you know what? It's not a particularly good example of lyricism, but as a song, it's pretty decent because he's got a great hook, a very catchy hook. He's got a great beat. So I wrote in my post, and I was like, this song is not going to win any lyrical awards because the dude is saying the same 50 times. But what it is a great example of a good beat that fuses a lot of different elements and a catchy hook. And, you know, and then the artist, first of all, they always retweet first. So he retweeted it. And then I think someone got to him like, yo, have you read what this guy said about your song? He goes and he reads the post and he comes complaining like, hey, Sean, this is such a disparaging review. I'm like, that's what I thought of it. He was like, no, but it's not fair. Why are you saying this about my song? I'm like, that's what I thought of it. He was like, why? If you didn't like it, why did you post it?
Yeah,
and I'm like, I just said I liked it. I just said your lyricism was cuck. He was like, no, so why didn't you just not say anything at all? And that's a classic example of what artists will do. They only want to hear your opinion if it's positive. If it's negative, they don't want you to say anything.
And I mean, as human beings, it's just generally how we are. But honestly, professionalism will tell you that no, that's not how I should behave. Now, Phil's is a great example because Phil's it's in the name, African Hip Hop Blog. It's his blog.
It's his blog. That's
him and his people. Radio is a bit different. Radio, you got to think more of other people, and the number of times I'll tell you about a song that I was like, guys, this song is so dope. And everyone else is like, okay, put on your iPod then. I'm like, no, but guys, it's just, okay, yeah, make it your ringtone if you want, but this is not going on radio.
Jeez.
Because people think on a more broader scale on radio. And you're more likely to have a song that has mass appeal. And that's often argued so much, what is mass appeal and whatever. But I think for people, and that's normally the committee's made up of people who've been in broadcasting for a long time. So I guess they can then make that decision about what is mass appeal. But on radio, if you send a song to radio, that one is now no longer, look, dude, your song didn't make it. I'm sorry.
Right.
There was a particular artist. He was in my DMs every day. Every day. Yo, I submitted a song to radio. How far? I was like, listen, man, the committee hasn't sat down to listen to your song yet. Hang tight, okay?
Yeah.
How far? How far with my song? How far with my song? Finally, the committee sat down, listened to it. And unmoved, it was rejected for airplay. And I don't even know how I was so patient with this dude. Probably because I'd seen him perform live and I liked what he did.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so that was my own, that's why I was patient with him. But then, so it's like, how far did you guys actually sit down? I was like, yeah, the committee sat down, your song was rejected for airplay. Okay, I respect your position, but I just want to let you know that my song has been featured on blogs. My song has been, I don't know what he said, something along the lines of a lot of people like my song, so clearly you guys don't know what you're talking about. I was like, cool, all right. I don't know what you want me to do for you, bruh. You can't persuade people with logic to like something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
It's difficult.
So as an artist, the first thing, if you're 100% professional about your music, you are much more likely to get the desired outcome. At least you will get a review. At the very least, you will get someone to listen to your music. And that's about as much as you can ask for. Because if then the person likes it, then they'll post it or push it.
I guess, I don't know, like, it's difficult. Like Phil said, he's been, explaining how this process should really go and how artists should take a certain approach professionally to get the music out there and get it to you, the medium and everything. So I don't know. I feel like the only thing I would ask y'all to do, and this is just speaking from like an objective standpoint, really, is sort of promote the fact that you're really open to like and just sort of like promote the certain ways, the conventional ways to do this in a way that seems more professional for artists.
We will, however,
in fact, we did.
We do. Yeah? But who is the onus on? Who is the onus on?
Before we even get there, Dan. Before we even get there, you've actually touched on the very, very point that I wanted to raise. Last year, was it last year? Was it last year or this year? I can't remember. But there was a time, Push, when they were still dropping posts, they did a post like, this is why we won't blog your music. And they basically went on this tirade about how artists are behaving unprofessionally, blah, blah. And I partly agreed with that post, but my biggest issue with that post was they were acting like they're the biggest blog in Africa.
Yeah,
and they were
I remember that post.
We are so high and mighty, we won't post your music, you mere mortals, because you're unprofessional. And I was like, wait, fam, no. The problem that we have, or rather that I have, is first and foremost, blogs are important, but they're not that important.
All right, yeah.
And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, if an artist will come to me, if an artist thinks that
as a whole they are, not individually.
Yeah. If an artist feels that Phil posting my song on his blog is going to make my career, you are very misled. I can write a 2,000 word in-depth profile on you, and that won't do nothing for your career if you don't have the content and you don't have the fan base. Without those two, I'll do nothing for you. I can introduce you to new listeners, definitely. But if you don't have the content to back up that momentum, it's going to lead to nothing. So I wrote a post and I said, okay, guys, the problem, especially with Zim music, is this. And I said, guys, I'm a Zimbabwean. First and foremost, I'm trying to support Zimbabwe. And I got into it with MC Porter and his terribly worded response. A lot of crock that was. And I pointed out, guys,
Phil, why can't you play nicely with people?
no, I don't, Dan, I've got no time to talk nonsense. It was garbage. It was a garbage post. Like, he didn't even cite the right African hip hop blog. He had a screen grab from another blog. That's not even mine.
Oh my god!
Like, how much research are you doing if you can't even verify if the blog I'm trying to call out is the right blog in the post? I mean, come on, guys. Come on.
Wow.
So
Yeah, but no, I
within that
understand.
post, I said, first and foremost, I'm a Zimbabwean. If a Zimbabwean sends me stuff, but the natural way, the way a human is set up, the way emotions are set up, I'm going to give you more time of day. And in the same breath, because I care about Zimbabwean music and I care about Zimbabwean artists, if you come at me sideways, I'm going to take more time of my day to tell you where you messed up. And you're supposed to take that advice and be like, okay, let me take this and move forward. A lot of artists don't do that. They'll take me telling them, you guys don't have an industry, as an insult, when it's a fact. I'm like, how many of you guys are paying bills? Let's be honest right now. How many of you guys are able to increase your earning capacity via music? How many of you guys have cars? How many of you guys have started other businesses from your revenue from music? And you'll literally see like 3 or 4 hands up. And you know this for a fact, Mal.
Yeah.
This industry is not easy. So don't say you guys are in a music industry. Now, if you understand that you're not making money, this is what you need to do to build that capacity. And I laid it out. And I was like, guys, these are the issues. This is how you address them. And the fact that people only grasp the negative, which is me saying what's wrong, and totally ignored the advice as
the
to how to
constructive,
improve,
yeah.
proves my point.
Yeah. That's
Anyway, okay.
it really is complicated.
I think that, and over and above everything, a lot of people have also said, why don't you tell us what to do? Okay, first of all, I have numerous times.
Do they pay me?
Secondly, you don't pay me as an artist,
business
bruh.
consultant, really.
Honestly, why it's not my obligation to tell you. I'll happily tell you, but you can't get mad at me if you missed it or if I don't.
Right.
The onus is on you as the artist to find out. Just like look, how can I put this? I once had a big argument over radio, with someone who was saying, listen, radio without artists is dead. Yes, fair enough. Radio with no music is nothing. Then he says, just the same way that artists without radio is dead. I was like, to a certain extent, you could really go through, you could be a successful artist without radio.
Yeah.
But, you do, there are obviously advantages of having radio. And yeah, fine.
Right.
So his whole deal was like, listen, so you as radio need to reach out to the artists. I was like, not really.
That's not how that works. Ever. Anywhere.
We don't. Radio probably will, to look good and to get content. But in all honesty, the databases are full of music. There's lots of music coming in.
Yeah.
If there's one artist we don't get music from, no one will even know. That's literally what's going to... Mile, if your music never ever makes it to ZFM, not a single person, apart from your people, like your immediate circle, not a single person is going to say, but ZFM, how far, brah? You don't have Mile music.
Yeah.
Did you get it? However, if your music does make it to ZFM and you get popping on ZFM, all the benefit is there for you. Right? So what I'm saying is, as an artist, therefore, if you realize there's so much benefit to it, why don't you go out of your way to get your music on radio? Go out of your way to get music on blogs. Phil doesn't have to scroll through. He doesn't have to open your Twitter every day to be like, let me see if Mile released something today.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like a lot of artists do actually have a complex.
But an artist, it's in his interest to open Phil's Twitter and be like, how can I get my music to Phil? Do you get it? So the onus is that you want to be pushed. So you don't know what to do? Look for it. Don't get mad because no one told you what to do. We will tell you. You may miss it, but we will, because we're trying to push the industry just as much as you are, more than you are actually, because you're pushing yourself. We're trying to push everybody.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, so no, this is. I see you're getting all uncomfortable. As if
No, not at all. I'm actually taking it. I'm just, you know what? Like, I was speaking purely from like an objective. Like, I get it. I really do. So I was just saying, like, I. The reason I'm stating it on air is because I understand why there's a rift between, media and like artists, and how there's like a colossal just communication breakdown because of one thing or another. And I feel like, I don't know, like if
it's just one thing.
Okay, moving back to you. What are your plans, man? And like, you've just released this EP. How are you going to promote it? Are you going to market it?
I think, before we do that, I think because by the nature of things, this especially this portion of the podcast, it's gonna spread. Okay. And people are going to listen to it, and people are maybe going to tweet about it. There's going to be a very badly typed up blog post or two, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I think before we do this, we need to just offer resolution. First and foremost, don't get it misconstrued. Dan and myself, and I've known Dan a very long time. We've stayed together. He's a very good friend of mine. Dan and I do not overstate our importance. I do not believe that I am an important cog in the machine that is Zimbabwean or African music by any means of the imagination. I just love African music, and I love Zimbabwean music. And Dan feels the same way. At the end of the day, Dan is going to do what's best for Dan and what's best for the station. Of course. The same way I'm going to do what's best for me and what's best for the blogs and what I'm trying to do online. So that withstanding, I am more than happy to assist an artist. If an artist comes to me and is like, yo, Phil, I've just dropped this project. What do I do? Or Phil, I'm trying to get on radio in SA. What do I do? Or Phil, I'm trying to link up with this artist here. What do I do? I'm more than happy to give that advice, and I'll give it for free. And I'll be like, yo, this is what you need to do. Make sure this is correct. This is how you should drop your bio. I've written a number of bios. Like, artists will send me their bios, and it'll either be 2 lines or 20 pages, and I'll give them tips on how to do their bios and stuff. I have no issue helping anyone. But if you come to me with this false sense of entitlement because you feel you've got some sort of banger, or you feel that you're big in your hood, or your homeboys have been gassing you up, I will check you. And because I am not scared of rappers. Rappers always seem to resort to this thing where if they get rejected, they get very violent.
Okay.
Like I'm supposed to be scared. And you might know of the stories, you might not, but a couple of rappers that run with the people that you run have tried to threaten me, and I've laughed it off. And I'm like, come on, let's do it then, fam. If you really want to go down this route, we can go down this route.
Yeah,
and the funny thing is, it really happens.
Miles kind of sitting like, wait. I don't run with anyone. What you mean?
Well, no, not that per se.
Oh, I've been like, my well-being has been threatened by rappers before as well.
I've never heard of that, like things being taken that far, especially from anybody that's from my camp or affiliated from whatever my camp is. But yeah, like generally, I've never really been.
And I don't want to speak for Dan. Dan can speak for himself, but if you guys want to take it down that road, we can take it down that road because I do not. And as you can tell,
not me. Personally,
that's just unnecessary. Like, why would you resort to that? Like, sort of. That's. Wow, I didn't know that. Like, I really didn't know it was ever taken that far. I know, like, rappers particularly get, like, very emotional because we're all, like, a lot of them are just very hypersensitive about how their music is perceived by the general public, especially important figures and everything, you know. And I understand, like, how that works, but I never knew anybody would take it as far as to, like, be in your personal, it's like, yo, fam, I know where you live, cuz, like, if we want to make it about that life, let's do it, cuz, let's do it. I'm right around the corner. Cause let's do it. Like, I've never, like, who would do, like, that's a little,
I don't want. I'm not about that life.
What are you
yo.
making music for? Like, what are you doing? Like, if this is what you're gonna resort to, like every time you get like, mixed feelings about someone's review on your shit, or like just generally like having to deal with bad criticism or constructive criticism perceived as bad criticism. Like, how are you gonna work and progress? Like, I really don't understand. I did not know about anybody making personal threats. That's actually news to me.
Anyway, my point being is, I am not a Twitter finger person. No. What I say online, I'll say to your face. So, and what I say online, I'll back it up. And there's never been a point where I'll say your shit is whack, and I won't tell you why it's whack. If it's whack, I'll be like, yo, this is the issue here, this is the issue there. Fix this, and I think you'll make better music. Mm-hmm. If you're not willing to accept counsel, don't ask for my opinion. Because I'm never gonna try pander to anyone. The issue also is like I said, if we live in an ecosystem here where without artists, I'll have nothing to write about. Mm-hmm. That's just a fact. So I need artists even more than they need me. But I'm not gonna chase after you guys. Like, I'm looking at my inbox right now. This week alone, I've got 140 songs to listen to.
Wow.
I can't go through. No, that's 140 submissions. So amongst it, there's albums, full albums that I'll need to try to go through. I can't go through all that stuff. And then once I'm done there, check my WhatsApp and see, okay, these are all the songs that were sent to me via WhatsApp. Let me listen to the song via WhatsApp. And if I like it on WhatsApp, that means I've got to email it to myself and then download it from my email and then put all the tags in the song and then re-upload it to the website and then write about the song. And then I've got a WhatsApp email like, yo, can you tell me about this song? And then, yo, can you send me the artwork? And then do that. I don't have time for that, fam. I really don't. If you want your music to be talked about, if you want your stuff to be reshared, if you want your stuff played on radio, you've got to make it as easy as possible for the people you're trying to reach out to listen to your music and share your music. Okay. And that's the major point. Don't spam me on WhatsApp because I will block you. WhatsApp is for communication. If you want to send me music, find the channels that I prefer to receive music. There could be someone who prefers to receive their music via WhatsApp, but you find out from them. You build that rapport.
Yeah.
And then if I find your stuff, make it as easy as possible to find it and share it. Don't send me a data file host link. That's mistake number one. I still don't know why artists use that website. It is garbage.
Yeah, it is actually. I learned that lesson a little.
I think it's just the ease of finding the number of downloads, and that's dumb. But anyway,
that's another thing. Like data. Once again, if you search, I did a expose on data file host. Data file hosts actually pad the numbers. They literally lie about the download numbers you have, so that it seems that you're more popular than data file host when that's not the case.
Mm-hmm. I didn't. Wow. Okay. That's news to me. But anyway, no, I definitely understand. I do. It's just like gotten to that point where people just sort of resent the idea of even using it. So I don't know. It's just hard.
And here's another thing.
Because the thing...
We're getting sidetracked, but let me try to give you... Let me put you on some game. Let me put you on some game. Right. If you're putting your music online, the whole point of putting your music online is to serve two purposes. It's to make it easily accessible. So people that want to find your stuff can find it easily and directly. And two, it's to make it quote unquote shareable. So if someone is listening to a song made by something similar to yours, they can easily find your stuff the same way I found your project on SoundCloud. Data file hosts doesn't do any of those things because it doesn't index the stuff properly and it doesn't make it shareable. So let's say I find your song via data file host and I love it. Bam. There's no way on data file host for me to go to your profile on data file host to find more stuff by you.
Of course. Yeah.
There's no way for me to find your Twitter profile. There's no way for me to find your Facebook. So it serves zero purpose. For the same thing, you can easily go to Hulkshare. Hulkshare is still free. And you can do everything data file host does plus more. You can still go to SoundCloud. SoundCloud give you 2 hours for free.
Yeah, true.
And upload your stuff to SoundCloud, connect all your accounts, make stuff very easy for you to find.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I guess people just feel like, that, like, that's just the go-to site right now. Like I was telling Danny earlier, like, I don't even think people really care for what site they're using now. It's just the impressionable nature of how, like, things are perceived now. It's just like, okay, fine, this person and this person and this person are using data file host, and their stuff is moving quickly. And I guess the idea of numbers also confuses a lot of people.
Define moving quickly. Define moving quickly.
Looks like it's moving.
Looks like it's moving quickly. Yeah, it's just.
Are they getting bookings? Are they getting calls?
Well,
I'm being serious. Like, that's how you know your stuff is moving quickly, because at the end of the day, you're making music to earn money. And in Zimbabwe, the majority of your revenue is going to come from show bookings and brand endorsements. So if your stuff is moving, brand managers are calling you up. If your stuff is moving, promoters are calling you up. If your stuff is moving, people are stopping you on the street and saying, yo, are you Mile? Dope, I love your song. That's how you gauge your popularity. You gauge it on social media. Like, are your Twitter numbers jumping up? Are your Facebook numbers jumping up? That's how you gauge if your stuff is moving. If you got 100,000 downloads on Data File Host and 20 follows on Twitter, what is moving?
I guess it's the idea of, like, settling for demand and the numbers telling you one thing and whatever. I guess that's what people are settling for. But just the world a lot of rappers live in right now is very different from, people who, have a certain professional perspective of things. It's really difficult because it's almost like a tightly knit unit of people who just, like, feel like, okay, this is how we get things moving. But they settle for things and they don't understand how much more is supposed to happen.
That's the issue that you just pointed out again. You just separated rappers from professionals. That's a big problem. If you are a rapper, your profession, therefore you are professionally a rapper. You're professionally a musician. So if you aren't thinking in that mindset, if you aren't saying, I'm releasing this song in the hopes that it gives me this return, I'm putting my song on this platform in the hopes that it gives me this return, what are you doing with your career? Who is paying your bills?
That's why I couldn't speak on, like, every rapper is a professional. Like, I can't really say, okay, all these rappers are professionals or...
Then you're not a professional. If you're not professional, then you're not a rapper.
Well...
At best, you're a struggle rapper. At best.
Rapper.
All right.
He's getting by with 2,000.
Let's move away from Phil's scathing denunciation of struggle rappers.
No, we understand.
And let's wrap this up, actually, because we've been shouting at people for too long. Mal, yes, I wanted to ask you what you got planned coming up.
Well, there's a launch, actually. It's inclusive of two other projects that I'm doing with Mik and someone else, my cousin Musa, who are also releasing material. But we have an entire planned launch. We came with the tickets, I think, a couple days ago. We're gonna start from there. We've invited some people to come through, and we're gonna have a concert/launch party thing. And then from there, we've already tended to radio and all that, so we're gonna start just promoting the music through shows for some time.
How are you planning on the shows? Where are they gonna be? What are they gonna be?
We're literally gonna have to start funding them, like, on our own, like, actually creating, like, the idea of, like, everything that we want to work around, and then just including any other acts that want to be a part of it. Get people to and sell merchandise, sell physical material, do all sorts of different things. So there's a lot we're planning at the moment. But
that sounds all very long term. I mean, selling merchandise, you kind of have to build a little bit of a fan base. Well, not even fan base, just a platform, let's say. So you've just released this EP. You say you're planning to do shows.
Yeah.
Which you still have to obviously make a plan to fund and where they're going to be, etc., etc.
Right.
Okay, cool. You got any videos planned for this EP?
Yeah, a couple, actually. I'm personally making an entire... I don't know if I could call it a short film, but it's more of a visual album, really. A visual thing for the project that just tells a story from one end to another with each song playing out that way. So, yeah, there's a lot going on for the EP in particular, but it's definitely going to be a visual... concept for, like, every song from, start to finish.
Okay.
That's going to be promoted. But there's a lot going on because now we have to I also Marcus and I are also planning on relaunching the Lost in Translation album that we dropped earlier in the year because it wasn't really marketed the way we hoped for. So we had a rushed thing because we had to meet deadlines and all sorts of different things. So we want like we really thought things out. And, we had a distribution channel that made certain promises and different, so a lot of things fell through at the time. So we made a couple rush decisions and sure, I mean, it got around when we released it, but we took it down immediately because we wanted to do things the right way. So we're going to had like some additional material on the project to like incentivize demand, I suppose. And do a couple videos for that, launch party as well, a couple more shows that we organize on our own, and then I focus on maybe what might be my last project in Zim because I feel like I might have to sow my oats somewhere else, to say the least.
That's interesting. Somewhere else, like where?
Down under.
I think you did that.
I see. Well, we don't hear about your private life here.
No pun intended. I mean South Africa, guys. Really. No, but yeah, I'm planning on a move there, and then there's a couple labels actually that are interested in me because I've sent them some stuff and I talked to a few of their representatives.
Just to confirm, I might have missed this. Was there a time Kesani was managing you?
Who? Kesiwe.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Kesiwe.
Yeah, Kesiwe. He managed me for like almost a year actually. Me, Marcus, and Young Nash. I know things sort of just fell through after a while because of certain internal disagreements. But yeah, there was definitely some time where he was responsible for our careers, I suppose.
Okay. I feel like there's some shots being fired here, Dan.
No shots. That's family. That dude's like it's just things didn't work out. Like I feel like we really wanted him on our side, and he felt as though I think he just sort of felt like the pressure of having to like introduce this group of relatively unknown artists to like Zimbabwe and then the world, and realizing that it's not as easy as it seems because of the place we're in generally and how it's hard enough, just trying to get like a certain number of people buying into what we're doing and everything. So I feel like there was just a lot of pressure on his end to just, balance out his own regular schedules with, trying to do what he does for us. And the frustrations that come with that, I guess, were a little overwhelming. And he chose to venture in a different avenues, but it's okay. He's still family. We still boys. Still talk from time to time. He might, if he ever considers taking an interest in trying that again with us, we wouldn't mind at all, one way or another. Whether this is purely freelance promotion or whatever, but really anything works for me. But he's still family. No shots. That's my boy.
You have anyone managing you now?
Yeah. He's in South Africa at the moment. His name's Godfrey. He's just helping me out with like airplay and promotion on that front over there, and just sort of talking to labels and all sorts of different things over there, so that I have like a foundation to work with once I just sort of plant my feet there.
Okay.
I feel like I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if I can wait. Even if I do, really work on trying to expand my market, I guess, here. I don't think it'll ever reach its full. I can't wait for it to reach its full potential when everyone starts focusing on specific type of music and all that and whatever. And we could debate and say like it doesn't matter what you're making as long as it works for the niche market or the specific demographic or whatever. Like it's just hard though. Still,
you gotta make money, man.
Yeah, so I feel like that's I'm just gonna have a fresh start in South Africa and just see where that takes me.
All right.
With different musical representatives and such, but
keep us updated and
open relationships still with people here.
Yeah, just let us know what's going on. Phil, you got anything more you want to bring up?
Yeah, got my new mixtape dropping this Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be flames.
All right, man. At me though.
Which one is Phil's
At me,
mic? I
though.
feel like switching it off. All right, look. Thanks, Mal. I mean, you can find his new EP. It's available on SoundCloud. Let me see what's your link? What's your link, to get to your?
I'll drop a review. I'm probably going to do a review. I've been meaning to do a review. I've just been very, very busy.
Yeah.
Busy. But I'll probably do a Twitter review tonight, and then we'll post it on the website later.
Awesome.
Is it only? It's not on your SoundCloud page. It's on Verseless,
it's
right?
on Verseless, yeah.
All right. So if you go to Verseless's SoundCloud page, which is soundcloud.com/Verseless, and then you'll find it in his sets there. You got the Mile After Midnight EP.
We have some other stuff too, so you can go through Verseless' stuff as well. He's an amazing producer. Just working on a lot of
Verseless is our boy. Verseless is an integral part of Two Broke Twimbos.
Yeah, he was there in the early days, man.
Serious?
We need to re-recruit him, Becky. Actually,
have a long conversation with him now because I didn't know that. Yeah. No, but that's dope.
All
man,
our
definitely.
artwork is all our photos.
Yeah.
Verseless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the African Hip Hop Blog podcast, he did the production of the intro and all the beatboxing. So shout out to Verseless.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense actually because he does like fusing certain. He has a thing about putting like beatboxing over different things. Like if you even like listen to the EP, you'll pick it up.
even then he was more popularly known as Philo.
Philo, yeah, DJ Philo.
Anyway, yeah. So shout out to Verseless. You can check out Miles' EP there. Do you have it anywhere else? Just on SoundCloud?
Data file hosts.
And Data File Host.
You can hit up my personal pages.
Don't go into Data File Host.
Don't go into Data file host. That's definitely the
Perfect example. Right? Perfect example.
Can you see you've just set him off again?
I know. I figured.
I really wanted to.
I figured.
Hello,
I'm
Phil.
actually
It
getting
looks
a
like
kick out of it now.
your connection's dropping.
I'm getting a kick out of it now.
This is 5 seconds. Right. Your project on SoundCloud. It's soundcloud.com/Verseless.
Verseless, yeah.
It'll be there. How do I find it on this data file? So it's datafiles.com/M capital X 1 2 lowercase t uppercase
Or
O
you could just
Z 5729.
You know what people always like fail to consider is the fact that we could like this is also promotional for my page. I'm just like just hit me up on my personal pages on Twitter, Instagram, all that to get any more information or anything else. So it's easier to get people to follow me that way because it's data file host. Like you won't be able to memorize the link, but like just come to my page at 263 Mile on Twitter or at Miloscope, which is Miloscope MILEOSCOPE.
Is that your Twitter fan?
That's Instagram.
Okay.
Miloscope is Instagram. Twitter is at 263 Mile,
Right,
capital
cool.
M.
We should also discuss brand uniformity one day, Dan, but that's another story.
Yeah, look, these are step-by-step things, we can't just
Brand uniform. Okay, I get what he's saying. Okay, I get it. But
it's basically what Phil was saying earlier. Make it as easy as possible for the people looking for you to find you. That's all it is.
Right.
So if someone listening to this podcast, they're not going to remember the links.
Oh no.
They're going to remember your name, Mile. So they're going to go on Google, Mile,
of course.
and then
They're going to see a bunch of measurements,
yes,
Yeah, kilometer
and calculations. Which is
Metric
another thing, but
system.
it's not really your fault. But another thing which artists should also consider is when I'm picking a name, how easy is it for people to find my name? AKA, for example, worst rapper name ever.
Yeah, that was. Whew. Yeah, I get that one. That one was tough to find for a minute.
Mile is right up there. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, I know, but I don't know. Like name changes are a little too. I was a little too late for that, but I feel like it's
no, you can always work around it. But I just mean like if you're at the stage where you're choosing a name, then that's what you need to think about it. By now, look, it's too late. You gotta go with
yeah. We're just gonna have to work with that. But eventually, I'm sure once everything's falling into place, we'll eventually have a place, a situation where it's easier to find it on Google or whatever else.
Yeah. By the way, Dan, did you guys discuss the curtains? Because the curtains were a serious issue.
What curtains? What am I? Because
That's
this might be like, just so you know, tread lightly because them my mama curtains. Them my mama curtains, guys. Like I'm just I'm just saying.
That's why I found it funny, because the video was supposed to be you guys chilling in a sexy setting. I was like, yo, clearly this is someone's mama's house.
Yeah, that's
Those are mama curtains.
yeah. All those shots, like the entire video was shot in my house, in my yard, because everything was just very short notice, and we had like schedules to meet. So yeah, the whole thing, like from the lounge to the poolside things, everything was in my area. So it's complicated when people come to me like, yo, wait, what the hell was going on with that room? Or what's really like face break? Like what's going, like, nah, man, I'm sorry.
I'm watching this video again. Oh, there's Amy.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw Amy, and then I was like, all right,
that was fun. Funny story, man. And I got love for like both Amy and Diz, like, but like just the way he was like so, oh my god, man. Like, you know, if you watch that video, you pick up on how uncomfortable I was even trying to like have some semblance of like chemistry with her on set. Like it was hard to, like, I was like, nah.
Why was he watching her with an eagle eye the whole
like
time?
like arms crossed, crease between the eyes thing.
Go mess with my girl
the whole time. And Shaka was like, "Come on, man, just like look a little more convincing." I'm like, "I am going to keep a meter between me and her. You're gonna have to figure this out. I'm going to play this old school, act like this is Chris Brown, excuse me, miss, dance up to her and act like she's not there at some point when my verse comes in. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I couldn't, man. He just made it like, no, but shout out to him though. He's still family. But it was it was exceptionally hard to even think about trying to be a little more convincing on set.
Wait, why is this video on Elsif's page?
Yeah, that was, Mik insisted on having Groove Magazine promote the video and all sorts of different things. It wasn't really my decision because it's not exactly my song. So I was like, all right, man, do your thing. But yeah.
All right.
It was a fun project.
On that note, we're going to ask you all to do the usual: subscribe, like, follow, etc., etc. And yeah, Two Broke Twimbos have another interview in the bag. And yeah, shout out to Mile. All the best with your endeavors.
Thank you, man. Bless.
And shout out to Team Rehab.
Shout out to Team Rehab
for that hustle. Damn, son. Hey,
it's a hell of a hustle, right?
It's like, listen, we signing you to our label, but that means you pay us, though.
You know what I'm saying? We're giving you a platform, son. Like this platform, you know what I'm saying, is going to allow you to reach other avenues. So to reach those avenues, you need to invest in yourself.
Phil think he playing. That's what Xander sounds like when you're trying to talk to him. Like real talk, that's exactly what he sounds like.
Anyway,
you think it's a joke. That's how
I need to turn these mics off before there's actually blood in these streets. On that note, Two Broke Twimbos, we signing out.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, we've rambled a lot on this episode, but I think it was a very productive episode. We discussed a lot of key points, you know what I mean, to move the industry forward. Shout out to Xander. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect you, you know what I mean? Like, what you're doing in the industry, you know what I mean? The accent you picked up from Lord knows where. Hey, but yeah.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
Xander got that New York swag when he's trying to promote, like, when he's trying to like convince you, he's trying to market you like,
accent.
Yo, son, I get you airplay everywhere, dog. Trust me.
I'm dying.
Guys, has he not suffered enough?
Nah, shout out to him. That's my boy. That's my brother, man. That's complicated.
I saw Xander the other day. I was like, fam.
They talked about it on Star FM, and like the shawty that was with Marcques. Like, I don't know who like is doing that show with him now, but she went in on dude. Like, hey.
While he was on air.
Yeah.
Catch me up. What's going on? What's happening?
You don't
know? This is a whole entire episode, Phil. We can't.
Yeah, this is really like another.
What? Give me the synopsis. Then I'll
basically he broke up with Zalika
very publicly because she like posted voice notes. She posted screenshots of their conversations and their breakup and how
like it was a huge. It was like really bad. It was terrible. Like. She insulted him and was oh man, it was bad. I don't even want to say none of this, man. And it was on H Metro. Yeah. But then when I saw them, they were together. So
really, when was this?
Very recently, man.
Oh my god!
So that's why I didn't want to speak about it.
Oh my god!
DJ Towers must have had a field day with this information.
No, but they're actually no, they're not.
Listen,
they're not boys.
listen. There's no need to say nothing. I'm just saying. I saw them and I was like,
Oh my god.
yo, about that article though.
Yeah,
and then he was like, one. And I was like, I understand, dog, and just left it at that.
How do you have like a public falling out like that and then just be like, no, baby, please let's talk it out like that? She like
Dude,
she said some things that like she can't take back, man.
like.
When was this? Okay, look, I'm trying to Google this.
Oh, you Google it, fast.
This is like 2-3 weeks ago.
No, it was longer than that. It must have been a month and a half
Like a
or so.
month now, maybe. Yeah. My bad. Yeah.
Anyway, no, we got to get out of here. The news team want to come in. All right. Yeah. We out. We've already done all the goodbyes. Phil, say bye-bye.
All right, don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, guys. Don't forget, please subscribe on iTunes. Leave a comment. It's great for our SEO. Shout out to all the people that have been commenting on the YouTube. I actually just went through a lot of YouTube comments today. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at 2 Broke Twimbos, YouTube 2 Broke Twimbos, Viber 2 Broke Twimbos, Twitter 2 Broke Twimbos, and of course, don't forget to follow us at Phil Chard, at Danny That Guy.
Ukona brand uniformity yacho.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
On that note, we out.
We broke.